Welcome back to the Ready Room poolside after night number 4 of the Canadian Swim Trials. I am Brittany MacLean Campbell, joined as always by Devin, Heroux, and we had another scintillating, what do you call it? The excitement in the pool. I'm running out of descriptive words to describe what we're witnessing, but it has been nothing but a thrill. We're going to start with, of course, Summer McIntosh, 200-meter butterfly, second fastest performance of all time. It was unbelievable, just shy of the world record, but again, 4 for 4 when it comes to records here for Summer. Canadian records. Every time she dives in the pool, she's going the best time. Devin, you got to chat with her. What's your overall thoughts?
I mean, we come to the pool every night now, and I gotta say, it almost feels deflating because I think everybody's wanting this world record, and yet for context on this is a record that was set in the skin suit era in 2009, Britt.
Have you tried one of those suits on before?
No, but I want to. I think I could fly. Nobody wants to see that. But listen, this is a record that a lot of people in the swimming world never thought would be broken. The fact that Summer McIntosh is now in that 2:02.26 area, 0.45 of a second back from that, is absolutely staggering. I almost think this might be her best swim out of all of them we've seen this week, despite not it being a world record. That's my thought on it.
I agree. And it seems like she was honestly like the same joy when she broke the world record she had tonight for the 200 butterfly, which I really appreciated because like you said, we almost start to lose reality and we set these expectations and we don't know what is great and what is she going to be feeling good about. And I felt really good about the 800 free, but she was visibly disappointed after the 800 free. So I was worried tonight that she would feel that disappointment again, but she seemed thrilled.
She was thrilled. We're going to watch the video of it, at least a close in a second. I was up in the stands watching with her mom, Jill McIntosh, who swam this event at the 1984 Olympics for Canada. And of course, she was right into it. She knows how challenging this race is. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at this and you're going, is this happening? Is this happening? Watch the close.
It was all in the touch.
It was all in the touch.
We'll let you watch it and then we'll talk about it after. I do want to shout out that Summer, other than the current world record holder, is the next fastest in history, and will tonight she become the fastest ever to swim the 200 butterfly.
All right, 2:01.81 is the time. She's got about 15 meters left to go on this race. Keep your eye on McIntosh. She is powering through the water, coming to the red. 5 meters left to go. That mark, 2:01.81. She's going to be just over 2:02.26. One heck of a swim. Only other woman to ever be under 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
And Jill was thrilled, which is the best part. She's a proud mom no matter what Summer does in the pool. But in that moment, it was almost a relief and elation, all the emotions coming through. The one thing I do want to say about that 2:02.2, you talked about a bit the perspective of truly the swimming world didn't know if this record was ever going to come down. But I also think, to me, that's encouraging that maybe it wasn't broken tonight, but Summer proved that she is in the shape and about to break that one of these days. And it might come this year, it might come next year, but I think that told the world, with a bit of a change in a touch, the last 50 tightened up. Yep. She is in shape to go 2:01 in the tournament.
She was actually under world record pace
at the 150.
At the 150. Yeah. Her coach right now, Fred Verneau, I was standing with him on the pool deck, digesting all of that.
By the way, great camera skills up in the stands, down the
I know,
deck.
listen, I was trying to be everywhere. Also with Fred, and he said, she can be a lot better in a very casual way.
He said yesterday, we were like world record, and he said, okay, let's calm down a little bit. Coaches always like to protect their athletes.
Yeah.
Let's hear what Summer had to say, though, after the race.
This is definitely my favorite event, and part of the reason why is because my mom used to swim it, and overall I just love the race. But yeah, she definitely knows how fast 2:02 is. Some people that don't know swimming as well probably think, oh, like she missed the world record, maybe she won't be happy. But I'm absolutely thrilled with that time. And yeah, I think it's probably my second favorite race that I've done here so far, other than the 400 freestyle.
And we want to reiterate that. She deserves to be thrilled with that time. It's a phenomenal performance. So everybody leave the pool tonight celebrating Summer McIntosh and all she's doing. A special kind of like stamp on this performance so far. We've had 4 days of competition. Summer McIntosh has swam 4 events. All 4 were lifetime best. All 4 were Canadian records, and 2 of which were world records. I mean, and the ones that weren't world records were the second and third fastest performances of all time. Devin, have you found the words to really describe it?
No, I think in a very Canadian way, we sometimes like to stay really, really humble and not get overly excited or celebrate in a way that other places in the world do. They're sporting heroes. I think by the end of tomorrow, she goes into the 400-meter individual medley, is already the world record holder in this event, will likely break it again here tomorrow based on how this has gone. I think this might be the greatest swimming meet maybe ever.
For a Canadian.
For a Canadian.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Michael Phelps in 2008
sure,
might too.
Sure. Right.
One of. Yes, I agree.
I think we need to actually talk about,
we have to stand with confidence.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. We are witnessing history. And we, like you said, sometimes we shy away from acknowledging the moment. We're in the moment, we are present, and there's no two people that are appreciating it more than the two of us here.
To that point, Michael Phelps was here in this pool in 2006 during that Pampax. Mm-hmm. He broke 3 world records during that meet in this pool. So if Summer does it tomorrow night, she's just following in the footsteps of the GOAT.
The greats. Yeah, it's fair. And she has been inspired by him. She's got a cat named after him, Mikey. Shout out to Mikey. We're going to talk a bit about the Canadian records broken tonight because there were a lot of them throughout the day. We saw 2 broken by Sebastian Masabi, which was incredible. He set the time in the prelims and then he lowered it in the final. Alyssa Smythe might have been one of my highlights of the night. Dropped a huge personal best time. That time that stood before was from Val Grand Maison. And when I think about swimming and the leaders of the para swimming program, she is one of the legends. So the fact that she took down that record has stood for over a decade. Congratulations to Alyssa Smith. That will likely get her on the World Championship roster this summer. And Nick Bennett, I mean, we cannot talk enough about Nick Bennett. He does incredible things in the pool, but that Canadian record time for Nick Bennett, the last time his previous Canadian record was actually from here in 2022. So obviously he loves this pool as well. Things are really going well for the para program, and we'll love to watch it.
Have we acknowledged and pointed out the fact that he will be moving to Montreal? I was able to confirm that.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, so we talked in the ready room back in Toronto about wondering whether or not he would follow his sister, who's his coach, to Montreal. She's taking over the program in Montreal. I was able to confirm that Nick is on the move. He'll be with his sister in Montreal, so they're sticking together.
Well, you always bring the breaking news to the ready room. Thank you, Devin. I've been wondering about it, so thank you for that, Dev. Tonight's other highlights, of course, we talk a lot about the relays. When it comes to developments of the program, someone like a Summer McIntosh is doing massive things when we think about the getting international medals. But in order for us to continue to grow as a nation and to make statements, we have to have strong relays. So tonight was all about seeing who was going to be on the roster. Penny Alexiak, though, a happy and proud moment for her to take home the gold, and also under that standard to be able to swim it in the Summer Worlds.
And remember, a year ago, she was chasing that individual time to try and race individually in the 100-meter free. She went all over the world, remember, Britt, to try and beat it. She didn't. So a year later, after racing no individual events at the Paris Olympics, Penny is now swimming in 2 individual events. And when I talked to her down here, I've interviewed Penny a lot. She is loving this more than ever. She said, I've hated this sport. She didn't want to leave. Yeah. She was signing autographs. She was hugging everybody on the pool deck. Britt, you've been around her. This is a different Penny Alexiak, and it is beautiful to see.
Yeah, and her joy for Ingrid Wilm as well. She said on her interview, the first thing she said was like, Ingrid got 4th. That was amazing. So, of course, Ingrid Wilm, Brooklyn Dothright, and Taylor Ruck and Penny will be the contestants for the 4x100 freestyle relay this summer. Don't count out Mary Sophie Harvey, though. The way it does work is that those are the people that get to qualify to swim. Likely will put together the preliminary relay, but they can always make suggestions or adjustments based on who is already on the roster.
I know we're going to talk about the men's 100-meter freestyle, but I think this is a good time to explain that Aqua A time, and then the secondary standard time for the Canadian team. So, Britt, over to you. For that.
So if you're confused as to why we always set different times and standards and whatever the jargon is, so in order to get to the priority A for the selection criteria is any individual that first or second under Aqua A, which is a international time. So that's set by the governing body. So everybody's A standard is the same, no matter what country you represent. The secondary priority is for relays. So the top 4 in the 100 free, the 200 free for the women, the 100 free, the 200 free for men. The third priority is anyone that won an individual event but is not under that Aqua A standard.
Right.
And then there's a final little wiggle room for some discretionary choices if something otherworldly happens at the meet. So Canada can take 26 men, 26 women to the World Championships. The reason why there's a priority structure is, say we have, all the relay people didn't qualify an individual event.
Sure.
You got to start scrambling. So that's why, especially on the call, sometimes we're saying, okay, they're likely going to Worlds, but we can't promise that yet because we have to wait and see. Someone like Oliver Dawson now won all 3 breaststroke events. He can confidently say he's going. And same with someone like Taylor Ruck. She was a secondary position, but she was under that Aqua A. So she actually falls into priority number 1.
Yeah.
So she's all good. But if you do have questions on that, please send us a message because I'd love to help kind of share some of the light on Shine the Light, because it is confusing. Even if you're swimming, it's confusing.
It is. And we will learn the Canadian team Thursday night here. And of course, the World Championships in Singapore later this summer. The men's 100-meter freestyle, a stacked field in the sense that there's not a lot between those guys.
It was close.
And it was close, Brett.
It was close. And I was most impressed, I think, with Ruslan Gaziev, all he's been through after the last little bit. Josh Liendo might be a little disappointed to not get to swim that event individually, but the way I look at it in perspective with the challenges he's been through over the last couple of weeks, I do believe that for being able to focus on his best events, the 50 free, the 100 fly, to focus on that relay, it's not the end of the world. He'll be just fine. Really happy for Antoine Sauvé as well, after just narrowly missing the Olympic team, to come back and make the World Championship roster. He was hundreds away from seeing his Olympic dream come true. But I hear you have a really good chat with Ruslan.
Well, to your point about being away, Ruslan had an 18-month suspension, a whereabouts suspension. That's where he is not where he should be. When a doping officer comes, 3 strikes, you're out. He served that 18-month suspension, only dipped his feet back in the pool, Britt, in April.
That's crazy.
So a couple of months back, and he's going to the World Championships. And I talked to him after tonight about what he's learned away from the water. What did you learn away from the pool?
We talked, right, and perspective. Just not being able to do what I love. It just made me so grateful when I came back, and made me realize that you can't take this stuff for granted. So, and that's the thing, that when I got back, the training really got better because I was so focused. Plus, the runway was not so long, so it had to be dialed in, and I think I've improved my process. Like I said, my resilience, I have perspective now. So it's, oddly enough, I feel like I'm in a better spot now than I was, before the unfortunate suspension. So
I'm so happy for him. It is so great to hear. Speaking of great to hear, we got another exclusive from Devin Heroux poolside, who found out that Summer has decided which event she's doing tomorrow. So drum roll, please.
She is scratching the 200-meter back. So she entered in 7 events. She is scratching the 200-meter back. She might do a 200 free heat. But Britt, this essentially means that her 5 events, she has told us she'll swim 5 events at the World Championships this summer, is locked, which means
the 800 freestyles on her program.
Ledecky,
so excited.
McIntosh.
Ever since watching that 805, all I've been thinking about is what would happen if Ledecky was swimming that right next to her. To tee that up for this summer, we're going to be chatting about it for the next 6 weeks. Don't think twice. We are going to be talking a lot about that moment. They'll go head to head as well in the 400 free. Summer the favorite in that, but right now Ledecky's still the favorite, and she'll look to dethrone her if possible in Singapore in the 800 freestyle. So I'm very excited about that. Tomorrow, though, Summer's arguably her biggest premier event, the event that she first broke the second world record, but definitely won the Olympics by the most in the 400 IM. She'll look to get this crowd excited once again, to send them out on top. And then we also are going to, on the men's side, get to see Tristan Yankovitz, who's had a phenomenal meet, qualified in the 200 IM, but the 400 is more his bread and butter event. He was a runner-up at NCAA's in that event, and NCAA's is one of the deepest fields in the world. So to do that time, I'm really looking forward to watching him. We're also going to get to see the turn of backstroke. The women's event is wide open. And then we have Blake Tierney trying to maybe come back from disappointing 100, see if he can get himself that individual spot in the turn of backstroke. And speaking of Nick Bennett earlier, but we're going to get to see him swim the para 200 IM. That is the event he won the Paralympic Games at. It's one of his bread and butter favorite events. So more action to come tomorrow from the pool. We hope you're just as excited as us. Day 5 is around the corner. Please join us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.